Today on The Garage Engineer, we have a birthday coming up in someone in the household, and we're going to make a perfect gift for them because they're about to be a new driver. So my oldest son will be turning 16 in a few days, and he will be getting his driver's license, which means he'll be driving on his own. So he will be getting my old 4Runner to use as his daily driver. I want him to have a tool bag in the vehicle that will help him get out of most jams. Now this tool bag will not be all-inclusive and be able to tear down a vehicle completely and build it back up. This is just to help him if he gets stuck on the side of the road, and if it's something serviceable that he can get fixed and get going to get somewhere safe and it can be repaired properly. That's what these tools are for. So most of these items I found at Harbor Freight. But what would make a great challenge is see if you could collect all these tools from garage sales, estate sales. It'd be a lot cheaper because tools selling secondhand are really cheap. However, I was under a short time frame to get this done, so I went ahead and just bought most of this brand new. Also, I'll have a list of all these items in the video description if you want to check out those links. So the first item I think we'll get started with is the heart of all toolboxes, is the socket set. What drew me to this set compared to some of the other ones is that, one, it was in a compact case, two, it had metric and SAE sizes. Now he'll be running the 4Runner and most of it is in metric and 10 millimeters, so it wasn't really a problem, but I figured he'd run into some cases where he would need SAE sizes also. Now what I liked about the socket is that it has a rubberized handle and it's easily able to flip between forwards and backwards with a flip of the switch. Now, depending on what tool bag you're going to fit it in, you can always cut the top off of this handle here to make it smaller and it'll be nice and compact. However, this is going to fit in a bag that's big enough, so we'll keep the handle on. Now, the next set is going to be some wrenches. Now, if he has a socket set, wrenches aren't as necessary. However, I like to have wrenches just because if there's a small tight area to get into, then these get in a lot more tighter spots than a socket set. This is all metric. I didn't get SAE in this size since he is running in the 4Runner, but I was trying to cut down on weight too, so I didn't think he would need it as often as he would the metric. So that's why we stuck with just metric size wrenches. And this also comes in a nice little carrying case too, and the handle flips down, which is kind of nice if you're looking for a smaller tool bag, but this will definitely fit. Now the next thing I wanted to get was some small wire cutters. If he had to splice some wires that got cut or broke apart while he's driving. I could have bought them individually, but I found this kit right here. This is a 6-piece plier set. It comes with a bunch of different pliers, cutters, lineman pliers, diagonal cutters. So he probably won't be using all of it, but for 20 bucks I thought it was not a bad deal to get all of them together and he can kind of pick and choose which ones he likes. This has everything he needs. The big items that I thought he would want is this adjustable wrench here and maybe some small needle nose pliers so he can cut wire that has wire cutters in it. So he can cut wires to splice them back together. And maybe this adjustable wrench also, if he needed to hold a bolt while he was tightening it down. But other than that, there might be a couple other pieces in here that he's not going to need as an emergency kit, but still good to have. So those were the major big tools that he's got that I think he'll need. Now we need to talk about some of the smaller items that are essential when you're driving and maintaining a vehicle. First thing you always need is some type of tire gauge. You really need to keep that up. One, it saves on gas mileage to make sure you're on the right tire pressure, and during the seasons between hot and cold your tire pressure is going to change, so you need to make sure that they stay up to date to the right pressure because they can drastically change with the changing of the season. Also, it will cause a bad wear pattern if your tire pressure is too low or if it's too high. It can cause it to wear unevenly, so it's always good to have some type of tire gauge in there. When you're using the socket set or the wrenches and you need to hold the bolt on the other side, I've got this adjustable wrench right here. It's 8-inch. It's perfect just to hold on the other side. Just another multiple tool that you can use while you're tightening down nuts and bolts. There's all types of different screwdrivers, but really the only thing that I found that really does 90% of the jobs is some type of 4-in-1 tool. It's you can pull it out. It's got Phillips on both ends, a small Phillips, a large Phillips, and then you flip the piece over, and then you have a large flathead and a small flathead tip. So that pretty much will get all your needs, or at least get you out of a jam until you can get somewhere to get the right tool. Whenever I'm working on a vehicle, there's always not enough light. So I just picked up this one of the Harbor Freight it used to be a freebie that they used to throw in certain days. They don't do it anymore, but I've got a bunch of these, so I'm going to throw that in there. It's good to have this as a light. It's got a magnet on here, so you can, most vehicles, you can just stick it anywhere you need to go to put it, and it'll give you a third hand just to kind of hold it there while you're working on your vehicle. Zip ties, again, if you're working with electrical and you've got a loose wire that's hanging down, you can just zip tie it up to the body frame and then fix it properly when you get back to the shop. Now, I don't like to carry a package of 100 zip ties with me. I just grabbed a couple of them. There's probably like 15 in here, but I like to secure them with a piece of 20 gauge wire and just wrap it around to hold it together, and that does a pretty good job. Rubber bands don't hold as well being in the vehicle because in Georgia it gets very hot during the summer, so it degrades the rubber. So the wire is a little bit stronger and lasts longer, and it doesn't melt or corrode as easily. And speaking of electrical work, now I know the proper way is to use proper connectors and to seal it and all that, but if you're on the road, you got to cut wire and you just need to get back, just strip the wires, twist it together, and you can put some electrical tape on it and you're good to go to get back to the shop to fix it properly. So it's good just to have a small piece of electrical tape. What I do is once I get down to the end of the roll and pretty close, I usually pull it out of service and then save it for purposes like this to stick them in vehicles, because I don't want to carry a big old roll of electrical tape around with me in the vehicle, especially getting hot and cold. They tend to affect the adhesiveness on them, so they don't last as long as if they're in just a regular shop where it's climate controlled. Keeping the end of the roll, you're keeping the weight down, and you're not wasting a whole roll of electrical tape sitting in the vehicle. And also the good old duct tape. If none of these tools can fix it, you got duct tape there to fix it. Now please, whenever you're using duct tape, make sure when I'm done tearing a piece off, don't let the flappy end fall back down. Make sure you bend the corner of it on itself and then push it down. That way you can easily pull it the next time you need it, because it's always when you're in a jam, you don't have time to fool with it and try to find the end of it and then pull the piece off. You're usually under a vehicle trying to fix something and you need it quickly. So this is the best way to secure any end of your tape. Now here's another one. Back in the day of Harbor Freight's giving free tools away with purchase. They don't do this anymore. This is one of their multimeters. Now, it's not the best in the world, but it's not the worst. When you're working with a vehicle, you just need to know continuity. You need to know, does that battery have 12 volts or not? And then if it's running, does it have 13.5 volts to check to see if the alternator is working? So this is perfect. You don't need to go 4 decimals back. You just need 2 decimals. That's close enough for accuracy, at least to get a reading of what's going on in the vehicle. If you want to do further diagnosis, then take it back to your shop and get your more expensive multi-tool out. But until then, this is all you need for your vehicle. And lastly, always carry a notebook and a pen or a pencil so you can write down any information. If you get stranded, you have to leave your vehicle, it's always good to put a note so if someone comes by and finds your vehicle, they know where you're going and they can pick you up. If you need to leave a note for somebody, if you need to write down emergency information, it's good to have something to write down with. So that is the tools part that I think is the bare necessities for any vehicle. The last thing you need is some type of bag to carry it in. I've seen tool rolls, and I thought about getting a tool roll to carry all this, but they just don't tend to hold everything, and then when you have those tool rolls with the individual bags, you still can't see them because everything, you've got to open it up and open each pouch to figure out what tool is in which. And unless you use it every day and you memorize exactly what you have in what tool, if you only use it occasionally, you're not going to remember. So that's why I just like an open face tool. Just throw all your tools in there, so when you need it, you just open it up and you can see it. Now this is a McGuire-Nichols bag. They make pretty decent bags, so that's why I'm giving him this. They also have a lot of pockets, so you can store the little items on the side, and then for the bigger items, they go right down in the main pouch. It zips up, and it has compact size, so you can stick it in the back of your trunk, and it doesn't take up much space, but you've got it there, and you know where it's at, and it's well protected, and it won't roll around. So this is what I'm calling the essential tool bag for any vehicle, for any driver. I hope this gives you some ideas to make your own kit, and if you have some other items that you would use, put them down in the comments below. Thanks for letting me share my toolkit with you, and I'll see you next time. And if you'd like to see more videos like the one that you just saw, you can check here and here. And remember the ABCs of making. Always be creating. Till next time.